So
I do think they're starting to lose their grip. I think, we have Fauci on TV saying one thing, and then you have the Surgeon General saying a thing, but those things aren't really lining up.
You mean like Fauci's on TV and Rand Paul's crushing him on national TV, saying basically that, hey, did you fund the Wuhan lab?
Right.
And he won't give him an answer.
And I'm holding the papers here that show that you did.
And then he won't answer the question. And then, so what Rand Paul basically proved is that we funded our own problem.
Mm-hmm.
We paid for our own pandemic.
But we knew this was a lab leak from the beginning because Trump said, I saw the intelligence.
He's a racist.
I saw the intelligence.
He hates Chinese. From China. He hates Chinese.
Yes, it came from the lab.
He hates Chinese and Mexicans.
So I think with them losing their grip, especially now that they're telling vaccinated people you got to mask up, this ought to be great, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait till they lose their shit because they're the ones that conservatives are too busy working.
Well, that Cuomo.
Those are the dudes that are going to burn the freaking cities to the ground.
Well, Cuomo was already freaked out that they're telling him that he's the problem. He was, and then guys like Rappaport like, I didn't. He told me, Daddy told me to do it, and I did it. Now I'm in trouble.
So we know that something big has to happen, and we know that in most major financial collapses happen in October. So are we looking at an October surprise? What's coming down the pike? So I wrote down here you have to be ready for anything because they're probably going to go into lockdown 2.0, but the dudes that are vaccinated are going to throw a big baby fit because they're already babies.
They'll burn the cities
and they're going to burn cities down.
I hope so.
But I mean, sorry, not burn cities down, peacefully protest.
Oh, that's right. They'll be burning a car, and then the CNN anchor will say, a couple
minor fires.
A couple protesters keeping warm as they protest.
Yeah.
But they'll have to.
See, they threw me a Molotov cocktail. How nice of them.
Well, they'll have to have some kind of thing to make it a race thing before they do it.
Yeah.
They'll have some staged event.
But I think that the economy is going to play a big role in all this because we went to Walmart today. Because we have a birthday party coming up. So we went out to grab a few things. Some of our friends had kids.
Support your local businesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of hard to support your local business when they don't have the things.
Well, they're all shut down.
Yeah.
They couldn't make it through COVID.
Right. But school supplies are out.
Yeah.
Walmart. It's July, and they're already bringing school supplies.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. So a couple things that I noticed today. Their notebooks. Their notebooks have always been 15 cents to 25 cents.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know is because I always buy the kids' just your rolled notebooks you can write in them.
No more than 50 cents.
That's just your plain one subject.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a 50
It was 25 cents.
That's a high end.
How I know? Because I would always buy 20 of them because I'd always put them keep them throughout the year so the kids could draw in them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I always had a stack of them. They're 50 cents now.
Yeah.
Or no. 76 cents.
76 cents.
That's for 3 times as much as the ruled notebook was last year.
For a single subject?
Yes. Then I walked around and I saw some other ones that were 30. So they were 3 for $1. So that would have made. But yeah, that would have made them 33 cents a piece. 33. But I don't know how much they were if you bought them single. Individual. Right. So if you had to buy 3 of them. But you used to get 4 for $1, now you're only getting 3 for $1.
Yeah.
So we went back to the baby clothes because we had a couple friends that we had a friend that had a baby. We have one family member getting ready to have a baby. Just give it up, stop. It's too many. But the clothes don't even feel
good.
Yeah, I never really worried about buying something. Yeah, we know Walmart's not
you're not getting
Gucci. Yeah. It's not Gucci.
Yeah.
But we know that you put a T-shirt on, it feels like a T-shirt. This felt like that. It just felt different.
Like sandpaper.
Yes.
Like a paper bag.
No,
stiff.
Yes, stiff and hard. Almost to the stiffness. If you wash it, it's ruined.
Mm-hmm.
And these are baby clothes.
Yeah.
So, just junk, dude. Everything feels junky. We walked through the toy section because we have a birthday coming up. I almost took pictures because there was literally nothing in the toy section.
Go to, like, Sheetz is a local gas station. It's like a convenience store. Mm-hmm. You go on Friday, nothing.
Well, we talked about this a few weeks ago when we were in Lancaster, where I counted like 70-some empty slots in their drinks.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Put your hand down.
Sorry. Well, I'm hungry because I didn't eat dinner and I came here.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, afterwards, I'll hit Sheetz.
We didn't start till 8 o'clock. So what do you do? What do you do?
If everyone would have been here at 8, it would have started.
Yeah, we would have started at 8 if someone said they
were going to be here. Sometimes when the talent isn't here, you have to wait for the talent.
You don't understand. This is the Brad show.
Thanks, Bryce.
That wasn't him. That was me. That was all me. I said I'd take poor guy. So I got on the app to see what they had, because last week
they had a cheese stick.
They didn't have cheese sticks. They don't have cheese sticks.
They didn't have no cheese sticks for our after show meal. Me and Ashley had.
As you were screaming at me, and I ordered them anyway.
Yeah, because she ordered them. I was like, hey, Ashley's stupid. She ordered cheese sticks. She didn't read the sign.
Mind you, there's a little sign, and he's talking to me the whole time I'm trying to order these out.
It was probably...
No. It was the whole screen.
It was not. It was
literally popped up. You had to hit X to get out of it.
No, it was a big piece of paper to pick up to hit the buttons.
It's not how that was at all. Anywho, so I've seen if they had any more cheese sticks, out of mac and cheese bites, like everything. So I tried different ones, because the land of the Sheetz, there's 15 of them. Every place is out of, like, the mott sticks, the mac and cheese, like...
Yeah, there's no
their menus are just a lot of stuff.
I don't even like. We usually go out to eat on Fridays with like the family. Mm-hmm. Like I take my family out.
And, we don't ever get invited.
You never show up.
Whatever. Wait, you guys go out?
Yeah.
I take my mom.
That's because we have different last names.
Yeah, you don't take it out with you.
Cut that.
Sorry. But I take my mom and them out. But it's just every menu at every restaurant is hamburger, chicken fingers, pulled pork,
sandwich,
some kind of turkey, and chicken wings are like $19 a dozen. And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like a salad, and you're lucky if you have like good beef on it or a good chicken. And
yeah.
I just told my wife the other day, I really don't enjoy going out to eat anymore because they don't have anything I like. Like, I always like to go out and get a special or something.
Right.
And they don't have the specials or nothing. It's like, hey, specials are chicken fingers.
Right. Chicken fingers and fries.
Because that's all there is anymore. So,
another thing that I noticed, besides all the shortages on everything, and we talked about this before, where we've gone from abundance to availability. So, when you go and order your food, it's what they have, not what you want. But the other thing I'm starting to notice, a coin shortage again.
Yeah.
Coin shortage.
Mm-hmm.
How's there a freaking coin shortage?
Well, that brings up this here. My nephew sent me this. He's been showing me pictures. He collects 50-cent pieces.
Yeah.
And he just sent me another picture. He's been getting more and more of this stuff
because
no one has change.
I don't understand how you don't have change.
I don't know. I have a whole big bucket.
Not us.
The stores.
How do the stores not have change?
Yeah, I don't know.
I got a can full of change back the other day, like 76 cents. And they were all 2021 coins. Like, they're still minting coins.
Yeah, what's the problem?
And there's still coins. Like, I have coins from, 1972.
Well, every 2-3 months, I take all the change. I put it in like an old beer bucket or whatever. And I roll it. It's like $350. I take it to the thing.
Yeah.
I think most people do that. So why?
Yeah, I don't think people are just sitting on 55-gallon drums worth of change.
Who the hell would do that? Why? Right. This isn't 1930.
Right.
No one. People throw change away.
I know. We walked out of Walmart today. We walked behind people. As you're walking out, there's people in front of you. Literally 6 people in front of me, all walked by 2 pennies laying on the ground.
Oh, you stopped and picked them up.
I picked one up and flipped the other one because one was heads up and one was heads down. I picked the heads up one up. And I flipped it for the next person.
But
that was nice.
We used to play a gag.
I found a wallet today, too, by the way.
We used to play a gag in high school. We'd go to Walmart.
You glue them to the floor.
We'd glue one of those dollar coins out and watch old people try. And we'd sit there.
Now we're the old people.
I'd pick it up.
Yeah.
But I want, hey,
I bust out my knife and pry that thing right off.
We were sitting on the bench laughing at everybody, and this old guy walks up. He looks right at us and takes his boot and goes, stomps on it, and bends over and picks up. He picks it up and he looks at us and winks and puts it in his pocket and leaves. I said, worth it. Worth $1.
So, coin shortage.
We used to also tie dollar bills to fishing.
Yeah, pull it. So, do you remember right during the lockdown last year, what happened? Coin shortage.
Yeah, same thing. It's
So
starting.
they're building you back up. Masks on, masks off. Just like last summer, masks were kind of
Yeah, same thing.
depended where you went. Now it's back on because we're getting ready to get back into school and everything else. We're going to put diapers on our kids' faces.
The schools are ready. They're already changing because I talked to our cousin there, and they're putting masks on. Our cousin's wife there works in the school, and they said she just got the letter that they're putting
Now, so far we haven't gotten anything yet.
They're going to put masks on.
Some of I just read today, some of the local ones were like, we don't care, we're not doing it.
How holidays are said now.
School?
Well, no, not since they've come out with the new CDC guidelines.
I just saw it yesterday.
Oh.
Someone said that they were just going to let you guys the people.
Yeah, the
decide.
parents decide.
Well, I'm going to tell our.
We've already talked. Me and my wife already talked.
Well,
same thing. I get. I'm almost going to guarantee. Here's what you're going to say. I'll say one word. You say the next one.
Okay.
We
are
going
to
tell
the principal
that
if
he
wears
masks,
we
are
leaving.
pulling our kids.
Yeah. and
I'll find a school that's not masked.
Right.
Or I'll retire and freaking teach them Ron Paul's freaking homeschool.
If H-Burg's going to be open, I might switch them back. I'll tell them I'll stay at your church, but you tell your bishop he didn't charge me.
Yeah. Nope.
I don't be ruled by no man.
No.
So
God. Hey, God went in amongst the leopards. Leopards.
Remember when I got all worked up?
Yeah, I remember
lepers.
Remember when
I
got all worked up?
I remember your wife was like, if he comes out here, he's going to flip his effing lid.
I had a big long speech. I was going to tell him, I was like, are you a man of God or are you a man of the church?
Yeah.
Not just because the church is politics.
Yeah. Well, the church is 501 or 401c3, right? Is that what that is?
That's not.
But especially a Catholic church.
I think churches are
is like ran like a government.
Mm-hmm.
They have to listen to their superior.
Yeah.
But my superior is one superior.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah,
God, Jesus.
Whatever. Holy Spirit. Yeah, whoever.
Yeah.
But,
and he walked amongst the lepers.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't wear a mask. He definitely didn't wear a mask.
He touched them.
He put his hands on people.
Hands on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And look, I'm not saying that if I lay my hands on a COVID patient, I'm going to survive. I don't know. It may just be my freaking time.
Hey, listen.
But I know I laid in the bed next to one for 5 weeks and didn't catch it.
Well, you can.
Thank you, Jesus.
I know any liberals who listen to us right now are like, I hope they get it.
Yeah, I know. I hope they die.
It's like, hey, let me tell you a little secret. I hope I die too. So,
Listen,
my life would be so much easier if I wasn't here.
A few years ago, I think I came to the realization, look, I miss my family. Like, I love my family. I don't want to leave them. But at the same time, I know where I'm going to. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of dying anymore.
Well, even if we're wrong, you know what I mean? I've already come to grips with this. You know, even if we're wrong and there is no God, which they all believe.
I lived a good life, dude.
Well, that and I wasn't scared before I was born.
Yeah, right.
So what's the big deal?
Right. Well, the thing, listen, I found a wallet today.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm driving to the gym this morning at, 5:30, 6 a.m. And I drive by and I'm like, man, that looked like a wallet. So I whip a Yui, I go back, put my 4-ways on. It's a freaking wallet.
You pick it up and be like, breakfast on Steve.
Breakfast on Craig. So I open it up and I'm going through it. I guess it rained down where I go to the gym. No, it didn't rain here yesterday because it was wet. The wallet was wet. Dude only had $3 on it. Yeah.
Now you have $3 on it.
No.
I know.
So I go out of my way today.
Yeah.
Like first I try to find him on Facebook. Yeah.
Face bag.
Face bag. He's not on there. I go to the house.
So he must be a good dude.
I knock on the door. Nobody answers. I run. Pain in the ass. I have to run down the sidewalk, up these steps, back up to my truck. I write him a note like, "Hey, call me. If this person still lives here, call me. I found your wallet." So he calls me later on. I'm like, "Look, I'll even come over towards you to meet you." So I drive 10 minutes out of my way, and I meet him. He's like, "Oh, thanks." He's a young kid, like probably 24, 25. He's like, "Hey, thanks. I didn't even know I lost it." You know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, the big evil white supremacist conservative found a wallet and didn't steal anything out of it. Like his bank card, he literally told me, "I had no idea that I even lost this." So, like, I could have went and used his bank card all day and, like, did whatever I wanted. I could have put a mask on and pretended I was COVID scared. And no one would even know who I was.
Like, we live in a good area, and most people are like that.
You know what really got me? He had passes for the amusement park.
Yeah, no, gross. That's probably how he lost.
And I'm like, yeah, well,
I said he probably put on
He
top
did.
of his
I
list.
think he said I was down there yesterday.
Well, that's where your gym's down now.
But he had passes for the kids. And I'm like, man, that's a killer, dude. We like water park and like, man, I feel bad for them kids. Like, I want them to get their passes back.
Right.
I'm gonna
So
do
Brad
what I
took
can.
one and left the other one.
No. My daughter lost her pass to the same park last 2 weeks ago. Last week we recorded.
Oh, they lost theirs?
She lost it, but my wife got a phone call. Someone turned it in.
Oh, that's nice. We lost passes down there, and we had to pay like $20 to get
Right.
back.
Well, the thing is, they found it. They called her and said, "We found your pass," and the money was still on there. They gave you that $25.
Mm-hmm.
So the person was honest, turned it in.
Didn't even use. I forgot that there's money loaded on
Yeah.
them suckers.
And well, that's what I'm saying. We live in a decent area.
Yeah.
Like we were at a football game one time. My old man found a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
He looked it up, called the guy. We're over in Pittsburgh. He calls the guy, tells him what hotel we're in. The guy comes over and gives him his phone.
I found a phone.
Most people would have been like, "Whatever, I don't care."
Some lady found my aunt's phone and called me because I was one of the first contacts.
Yeah.
And of course, I answered not nice because I thought it was my aunt. I was
Yeah.
scared.
yeah, go figure.
and-
We're like, hello.
I was like, "Why are you calling me at 8 in the morning?" Like that. And then she was like,
I'm working from home. Oh,
it was
yeah,
a
it's fine.
Saturday.
And
And
yeah.
it's-
8 in the
and,
morning's early.
And then lady's like,
Did you
I
have
found
kids?
this phone at Walmart. And I go, "I'm sorry." And then I got a hold of, it was
Did you give her
Aunt
a
Connie.
Oh, all
And
right.
I got a hold of her. And I was like, which Walmart in Virginia are you?
Oh,
And then-
Well,
there's more good people in the world than that.
yes, there are.
Yeah.
That they're not. We come out of, remember our very first episode, where did I go?
Oh, Hershey.
Yeah. And we come out that
Allegedly.
day. Allegedly.
Yeah.
No,
Nazis?
I did. I actually went there.
Yeah.
But we come out and laying in the grass, there's a phone. And I'm like, oh man, someone's phone. You know, my kids were like, "Yeah, we free phone." You know, I'm like, no, not a free phone, nerd.
No, that's someone's
Yeah.
phone.
That's someone's phone. So like you can do, I think on the slave phones that are made in China
That's
Huawei.
awesome.
with the bite out of them.
Apple.
Yeah, you can like call. You can make a call on them, or like I
There's
think
somehow
they can put like I lost my phone and you push a button
Yes.
or something.
That's, yeah.
And I hit the button and I'm like, "Hi, I found your phone." And I walk it back in and like I was like, "Look, I'm here." And they were like, "Well, we're not there right now. We dropped it as we were leaving." So I was like, "Look, here's who I gave it to." You know, I'm like literally standing here handing it to them. So like I turned it in.
Yeah.
And like so when I found that wallet today, my oldest kid was like, "Why are you like driving over there? Like make them come to you." And I'm like, "That's just a nice thing to do." Like, and I was trying to tell her like one time when I was a kid, I was about 14. I said I was your age, and I was walking through a local elementary school, and they were having a football practice. And I looked down, and there's a money clip. I found it. I opened it. It was $240. Now this was
Not
about
90.
95,
Yeah.
94.
That's like $500.
That's like $500 today.
Yeah.
So I walked straight over to the coach. I'm like, "Hey, one of the parents probably lost this. And some dude, like, he was like, oh my gosh, there was a parent that lost it. Like, we were already looking for it. We couldn't find it. Well, I'm like, here. So I go up to my buddy's house. I'm coming back home because he probably wasn't home. I was back before cell phones. Yeah.
Can Tom come out and play?
Tom's not home. Oh, crap. I just walked 2.5 miles to see if my friend was home.
Yeah.
I come back down through, and football was just wrapping up, and the coach come over to me. He's like, hey, we were looking for you. Like, dude wanted to give you, like, a reward. I'm like, whatever. And I found it. That was the nice thing to do. That's being a freaking human being.
Right.
That's what you do.
Well, that's the problem with that's the problem with what we're going through. Is me, you, and everybody else in the world projects goodness on these evil creeps.
Yeah.
That are putting us on lockdown.
Yeah.
Right. Why would they do that?
Yeah. That's why you see, like, Pelosi screaming about masks and Cuomo screaming and who's the mayor, de Blasio, like, the time for volunteering to get it is over. You're getting it.
Yeah.
And, like, what's his name out in California comparing a non-vaccinated person to a freaking drunk driver. Like, this is it, dude. Like, we're in for the battle of, like, the soul and the battle for your country is upon you.
Your soul.
Yes.
Battle for your soul.
You have one choice. You either fight or you bow down. Those are your choices. Not one choice. You get two choices.
Well,
you can either be a slave
or not.
Or not.
Probably. But whatever.
So, but this is part of this. And, like, we were talking about inflation. This is part of it. Like, you've allowed yourself to become a debt slave. This is why it says in the Bible, you can't serve two masters. Stay out of debt.
Yep.
Because if you're in debt, you got to go, well, I need my job to pay for all this crap that I really didn't need. And, go ahead and poke me with that thing.
Well, that's also like when I said about the guy saying, well, doctors are smarter than not me. So they know what's good. Do they know what's good, or are they worried about losing their job that pays for their house, their 2 cars, their wife's, her facelift or whatever she gets?
That's what I was going to say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, these doctors, do they really are doing the right thing? Some of them don't know. Some of them, I think, are just doing it because they want to keep their jobs. You know what I mean?
Well, here's what I always find funny. Like, one of my favorite movies is Tombstone.
I love that movie.
Right?
We watch it every hunting season.
What was Doc Holliday?
He was a dentist.
How was he a dentist? He didn't go to dental school.
No.
He found a book and started researching.
Yeah, yep. That's how Abraham Lincoln became a lawyer.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he went to some...
It wasn't like he went to Harvard and became a lawyer.
No.
He studied.
Right. That's why books. People get mad at me and act like I'm an idiot. I said, I just listened today to 3.5-hour podcast with 2 virologists talking about viruses.
Yeah.
Now, granted, your opinion might differ from theirs.
Right.
But I just got a class.
A college course.
Like a 2-day college course.
So Monday, Wednesday, Friday college courses are 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday is an hour and a half. You just went to a 2-day course.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday.
I'm explaining to you what I learned from them. And now I'll listen to another podcast with other virologists on, and then I'll have a bigger idea of what's going on. So I'm not just making things up.
Yes. We're learning things.
Yeah.
And that's how, one of our good friends, she's a foot surgeon. And I'm like, but when you went to, med school, you learned, so I'm going to be honest with you, and if you're listening, I was just trying to figure out whether I want you in my, group when shit falls apart. Do I need a foot surgeon? We'll see. So, I was feeling them out without feeling them out.
Can you do major surgery?
Well, I told her, I said, but you learned a lot of, basic stuff before you...
Specialized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go to a school.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, yeah, no, I know, I know a good bit about a little bit of everything.
I tell you who you want, the nurses.
And I'm like,
if you want doctors for surgeries, you want nurses for wound care.
Well, yeah, because I figure, a foot surgeon, although she, she'll cut feet off.
Yeah.
If a dude has, a issue, she'll, she's amputated. She said, I can go clear up to the knee.
Sure.
Right. But, listen, your knee and, your leg and your arm aren't all that much different.
Right.
You know, I mean, yes, they're different in the things that they can do,
Yeah, they're the same.
but the structure and
Sort
the
of
nerves and everything that goes through them, pretty much all the same.
Right.
So, if I have a crushed arm, I at least want someone who knows how to amputate.
Right.
If I need someone to do that.
Sure.
So yeah, she became a check mark.
No, but
And her husband was a sniper, so that makes
that's a
double check.
thing. It's an automatic.
Mm-hmm.
But I lost that. That's what I was saying about the guy with the doctor with the blue collar thing. Like he knows more than me. You were taught because you didn't go to college. You're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. Mm-hmm. You can read a book. You can read articles. You can read.
Yep. And know just as much as they do.
And that's like you said already. This phone, makes people stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
But used properly, you can find out any information.
Yeah, my daughter wanted to learn how to sew. I'm like, watch a couple of YouTube videos and just sit down and do it.
Yeah.
Like teach yourself how to do it. You can teach yourself anything from how to play the trumpet to welding to how to freaking rebuild a motor.
You can rebuild an engine if you watch someone do it.
Yeah.
And every time you tear a car apart, any part of a car, you think it's overwhelming in your mind before you do it. But you start pulling apart like, this is simple.
Yeah, well, like I was talking to a guy recently. He was like, these guys today aren't even mechanics. They're like a technician. They plug a thing in. It tells them
exactly
what's
what
wrong.
part's wrong.
Yeah. And then they go to a manual and figure out how to pull that part.
Right.
Well, like I took my car to a mechanic recently because the battery was dead. He was like, I had to look up where the battery is in this thing because it's not like under the hood.
Right.
Do you know where it was? Behind the passenger seat in the floor in the back.
The battery?
He said I had to pull the carpet up. It was under the carpet. And he was like, it's so tight in there, like it was hard to get out.
In your
like
truck?
No, in my wife's car.
Oh, okay.
It's a foreign car.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Not a VW.
Listen, you mean in your truck? Every truck I've ever rode is right there. It's right there to the.
So we talked about inflation, coin shortage. One of the things I wanted to talk about was we passed went to the Senate, the infrastructure bill.
Right.
So I got to thinking, like, every president since, like, Bush has been talking infrastructure, right? Since before 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked back to try to find stats on infrastructure. Because I'm like, where the hell does all this money go? Like,
where? Because there's no every bridge in Blair County is being worked on today, and they've been talking about how bad the bridge has been in Blair County since 10 years ago. I think
Bridges are bad all over Pennsylvania.
they said in Pennsylvania, it's like
75% of our bridges shouldn't even be driven.
No, they
on.
failed inspections.
Okay, so here's what I found. I could find numbers from 2009 to 2017. Okay? And then I found numbers for 2020, but I couldn't find anything for 18, 19, or this year they're dealing with it. So, from 2009 to 2017, right? So that's 9 years? 9 years, 8 years?
8 years, yeah.
The federal government spent $934 billion.
$940 billion?
$934
34. That's a little better.
on infrastructure.
Oh, that's nothing.
Over 8 years.
Jeez.
Now, if you add in 2020, because I couldn't find 18 and 19, 1.08 trillion. Now, here's the other cool numbers that I found. The states have spent, in that same time period, 2009 to 2017, $2.74 trillion on their infrastructure. Right? So you combine them, that's $3.8 trillion that has gone to infrastructure spending. The same pothole has been in front of my house down here at the corner since, let's see, 13, she started school when she was 6, 7, since 2007.
Oh,
Fucking Rain Man, I forget.
They have spent a little under $4 trillion on infrastructure in the same pothole
Now you
is
get
still down here at the end of the road.
How do you get that fixed?
Yeah, you go out. So for all you listeners out there, how do you get something fixed on a public road? You go out with a can of spray paint in the middle of the night. You put a big circle around it and put "Don't drive on this. Don't drive over this effing hole," a big swear word, and they'll come fix it.
Oh, I thought you drew wieners around it.
You can do that too.
Wieners always usually
Anything,
get taken.
anything that's vulgar,
People
they'll come
call-
fix it immediately.
You want people calling it every 5-6 times that day saying, "There's a swear word in the road. There's a swear word paint on the road." Squeaky wheel gets the grease, man.
So he's proposed a $2 trillion infrastructure. So we spent or a little under 4 over a 9-year period. Then there's 2 years I couldn't find numbers for, but I'm guessing. I mean, if you look at the federal government spends about $100 billion a year in infrastructure, and states spend about $330 billion. Now, I mean that's 50 states.
Yeah, no,
So that's not a whole lot of money if you divide it by 50 and start talking about it like that.
Well, I just pulled up to the Lemon House the other day. I had to turn around and I was like, I haven't been down here for I don't never.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't been down there since elementary school.
Well, I haven't been to the new facilities they have.
Yeah,
I've been to the Lemon House.
Right.
But you drive down, they have this big, beautiful stone building with there's a little museum there. No one's there. There's 2 cars there. Drive up around. I'm like, I'm looking for a bathroom. They look like bathrooms up there. So I'll go to the bathroom. So I walk up the hill and there's this stage.
An amphitheater.
Amphitheater with these beautiful steps.
Yeah, nobody uses it.
No one ever. There's no way anybody ever uses this ever. And I bet you that's like a 20. There's probably $2 million.
Yeah.
So wait, did you pee there?
Yeah, I peed there and then left. But I used their $2 million amphitheater as a toilet and left.
So we're looking at between 2009 and today. Well, let's take out the $2 trillion that they're proposing this year. So 2009 to 2020 or 2021. So that's what 20. That's 12 years.
12 years.
So you're probably looking at about $4 to $5 trillion for roads and bridges. Where the F is his money going?
Yeah.
Who gets this money?
Right. What bridges they?
You can't drive through Pennsylvania. There's literal potholes that you have to swerve around because it will smash your freaking struts on your car.
Right. On bridges.
Yeah, on a bridge. You listen. Funny. We were at the beach a couple weeks ago, and I'm sitting in traffic on the bridge to go out over the causeway, and I look over, and I happen to be sitting on one of the I don't even know, the joints of the bridge,
The trestles or whatever they call it. I can't think of the name.
Where they would put 2 pieces together, but there's a gap there. It was literally 8 inches wide.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, if this thing freaking fails, not only am I swimming, but
you go.
No, I'd swim. I can swim. It's not a big, huge bridge.
Do you have one of those window breaking things?
No, my windows were down.
Oh, thank goodness.
But I know how to, I can swim. So, that thing could sink and I could swim. I was in the military.
We'll see if you can swim.
Oh, yeah?
But anyway, you'd have to go 13 miles up the road, go over the other bridge.
To get help.
To get out. And I'm thinking, holy crap. That would be such a mess if you had to, do that.
Well,
what were you going to tell? I can swim.
Oh, no, there was a story about a guy who he was in the military. He ended up dead.
Sounds good, Brad.
The water took his vehicle. You were saying, I'm in the military, not a swim.
If it swept me out into the ocean.
Nah, it's a weird.
But
it's a conspiracy.
If it that bridge collapsed and my car went down, nobody was on top of me, none of that crazy stuff. I would have waited till it filled.
You looked at your family and kids and were like, "Oh,
you
were like that iRobot.
Yeah,
they pull you out and you're like, no, save my.
I just want to put on my old freaking Jordans. So that's just something to think about. We've spent $5 trillion on infrastructure, and drive around the roads.
Well, that's what they're always talking about, like this black ops budget. Where's that money go? What about that?
Mm-hmm.
What about the money they put right in your face?
They're all freaking black holes, dude. Like, where does this freaking money go?
Yeah,
dude?
no one ever knows where it goes.
No.
And here's that thing too. It's like, if you don't spend this money, you won't get it next year.
Yeah, that's the big factor.
So like, if I'm running things, like you run it like a business, you say, if Altoona does it and they save 10 grand, you know what? I'm going to give them an extra 10 grand next year.
You know, here's what happens because, again, I was in the military. We do a 6-month float overseas. So before we left, they're like, what do you need? We're going to order it so we have it in case it breaks. So we ran this piece of equipment. It was a Mercedes-Benz vehicle. It had a JI case, front end loader on the front. It had
It's a killdozer.
Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. We had killdozers, but it was not the killdozer. We called those the Ray Charles, by the way, because you couldn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
All you could see was the little
like hole in the front,
vision blocks. So, but I did run one of those, by the way. I ran one in Canada actually. We were testing a new bulldozer
just
blade.
kept on going, just ending them people.
Yeah,
those poor bastards.
We did a mock
invasion
of Canada.
Oh, Canadian bacon.
But we had this prototype bulldozer blade that had a track built into the blade. So as you were pushing dirt, it flung dirt off the side, and it had these cutters on one side that, like, if you rolled through like
human being
concertina wire or like tanglefoot, it would cut it.
So you could just run it over.
Yep, and then it would throw it off the side. But anyway, and you ran it.
That's pretty cool.
Literally out of a briefcase with a joystick
that'd be
and
awesome.
Cameras. It was pretty neat. It was like a video game.
Yeah, it's like 40 years ahead of its time.
Yeah, and I don't think we adopted that, but whatever. So anyway, we had this vehicle.
Sounds cool.
It was a Mercedes, right? But they were prone to everything broke on.
Yeah, because
so we literally ordered an entire vehicle part just to put in a storage unit on ship in case it broke.
Well,
right?
Sorry.
So we're coming back. They tell us, hey, you need to do something with all those parts, because if they're still here when we get back, we won't get that money allocated to us. So we're on the flight deck of a ship at about 2 a.m, dumping Mercedes-Benz engine parts over into the Atlantic Ocean, so that, like, they weren't there when we got home.
I don't want to hear another word about me using a plastic straw when you guys are throwing that stuff in the air.
Oh, we were throwing batteries, windshields, motors, engine parts, like all this stuff. We were throwing it over the side.
I was listening to a podcast. It was a comedy podcast. This guy he met these dudes, and overseas he was talking to them. They drilled wells for military, like installation. They go to like Middle East and they drill a well for them. He said, when we have computers, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll drill a well. It's like, I sit in a room for 24 days out of the month and get paid, and I play video games.
Yeah.
He's like, then if the computer breaks, like the keyboard, I don't get the keyboard. I get the whole computer.
Yeah.
And I throw the other computer away.
Right.
Because they will not allow me.
Because they'll give you a new one.
Yeah.
Well, like so I ran heavy equipment, but I was detached to an engineer company. So I learned how to blow demo and do all these fun things.
Yeah.
If we went, like we go into France, and we were on a live fire range over there. So we took all this C4 and all these explosives,
shit ever,
fun stuff, det cord, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So we go out and we're doing our training, we're blowing stuff up, we're like learning all this cool stuff, how to do like breach doors with det cord, how to, shape charges and stuff. And like one day I'm like, well, what if we put this shape charge? So shape charge is designed, it sits on a tripod, it has a cone on the bottom. You put it in like the middle of a road, and it would blow a big hole in the road so you couldn't drive on the road anymore.
Right.
So I'm like, what if we lay it on its side? what would that do? So, like, we're like, I don't know, let's try it, you know? I mean, a bunch of 18, 20, 24-year-olds, like, in charge, dude. Like, we're in charge.
Yeah.
So we, like, lay it on its side, and it, like, skips like a rocket. And catches the entire hillside on fire. So, like, we're out there with our e-tools trying to, like, clean it up, and, like, 5 tons full of, like, French army dudes come over, and they're helping us fight this fire, because it was all, like, knee-high, like, dry grass. Yeah. So we come to the last day, and we have, like, 5 whole boxes of C4. So, like, this box right here.
Yeah, that military.
Yeah,
box.
so what is that? 3 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet.
Yeah, that's like 3.5 by 2
filled
feet.
with C4. And the stick is, like, 12 inches long, an inch thick.
Right, yeah.
That's one stick. So imagine what that box is filled with. So we're like, we got to get rid of it because you're not allowed to take it back on the boat. Once you take it off the ship, you're not allowed to bring it back.
You blew the whole box at once.
So I'm like, hey, let's take this deck cord and the C4 and we'll put it in that little cave up there and we'll see what it does. Cool, right?
Yeah,
so,
and this is why Brad's not allowed in charge of anything.
Yeah. So, like, we go out, we put it, we wire it, we put, like, a 4-minute fuse on it. We're standing in, like, a fighting hole, like, chest deep. And it blew. Dude, it literally, like, we're, like, 500 yards away.
It probably knocked you back.
It knocked us almost on our asses.
I bet.
It felt like someone punched. And, like, we're wearing helmets.
Yeah.
And we're wearing flak jackets. And it felt like someone stepped on your chest. But it was so fun. Israel was fun. We were there for July 4th, and we took 55-gallon diesel drums and wrapped them in deck cord and blew like 50 of them. Boom, 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 boom for the 4th of July. So we had everybody come out. It was pretty neat. My initials are on a bulldozer blade in Israel that I cut with deck cord.
Cool.
Like you could make the deck cords. I put my initials, made my initials, and blew it. So it cut my initials in a bulldozer blade and sitting over in Israel along the Egyptian border somewhere.
That kind of reminds me of that less cooler story when we caught the side of the hill on fire at the hunting camp.
When we were putting it out with 2-year-old Pepsis. All right. Let's get back on track here. So.
What Ashley's looking at.
I'm like, well, how'd you...
We were burning.
Well, we were burning stuff in a burning barrel,
Yeah.
which is a 55-gallon drum.
Yeah.
And here in Pennsylvania, I don't know about anywhere else, but that's how we used to like burn stuff.
Yeah, and then the piece of
the bottom was out of it. There was a big hole in the bottom.
It fell down.
And it fell down. It lit the whole hillside. It started like spreading, but we had all this like 4-year-old pop that was still at the hunting camp that was never drank and no one ever took it. So we're like cracking pop cans open and dumping it on it, trying to get.
Like I'm like throwing them up to him, and I'm like running them up. There's no hose.
Yeah.
Like there's no hose there, 'cause,
Yeah,
we're only there.
well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And well, we got her out, but the whole hillside burned out.
At least we didn't have to cut it that year, huh? All right, so they spend trillions of dollars in infrastructure and nothing ever gets done. We went over the COVID.
I don't have much on financials, but I have. We want me to move on from financial? Or you have much more? Or no?
That's about it. Like I think this October we're in for a financial surprise.
Well,
get ready.
Yeah, that with the
or they're going to shut us down again and close businesses.
Sure, well, hide the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The Pentagon admits that the 7 of the attackers that killed the Haitian president, 7 of the 12, were trained
by the CIA.
By the CIA
Yeah.
and the FBI personnel. All right.
We should just start using that as a CIA button.
But that was admitted this week.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so that means that basically the U.S. government killed the Haitian president.
Yeah.
Probably
because he didn't want to take COVID.
Hey.
Which we talked about last week. What was the first thing they did after he died? Not a day of mourning.
No mask.
Mask. Hey, mask up.
Because you know how that worked.
Yeah.
500 days.
Yeah. 500 days of 14 days to flatten the curve.
That's
my new favorite saying, dude. I saw it in a meme. It was like 500/14. It took. I had to read it like 4 times to
You
get
said
it.
it to me. I was looking. I was like, "What's that?" I'm
I
like,
know.
"Oh, I
I'm
get
like,
it."
now I get it.
like, what an
It's
idiot.
day 500 of 14 to flatten the curve.
But I have a Q report if you want to get that far.
Mm.
Q report.
Q
report.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Well, that I don't think he did. But McAfee's like social media has been active after he's dead, and that now they're saying that they're alluding on his or I don't know what it was, but his social media that he has the Epstein tapes, and he's going to start releasing them on. I forget how they explained it, but I'm not smart enough about tech, but on the internet somehow here, and that was his kill switch.
Oh.
So Ashley pretends she's knows tech. I don't really think she does.
Well, you literally just said the word tech like you're a 69-year-old man.
Well, I am.
You never dealt with anything.
Me with tech is like 69-year-old man, but I don't. He's releasing like files. They have. Yeah. They're encrypted, and you have to like break the. It's like the whole Q thing when you have to break the messages and have like a code and all this shit. But
they're encrypting.
Basically, he's releasing. The thing is, the kill switch was he has those. Apparently, he's supposed to have the videos of Epstein, but I don't.
How did he? Well, I guess if you're this internet security dude, you get stuff like that, right?
Who knows? I mean, why is his thing still active? Who knows what the? I mean, I'd say it's probably bunk.
Here's the thing.
Q's burnt me so many times.
Here's the thing. I know, like, everybody thought, like, dudes were going to, like, perp walk out of the White House and, like, Clinton's, their house was going to get raided and everybody's going to get
I watched the inauguration just because there was hints that they were going to do something. I was like, please let this happen.
But here's the thing. In the very least, what Q and Trump has done is brought this stuff to the mainstream.
Attention.
Right. Like, who knew about Jeffrey Epstein prior to Donald Trump?
Alex Jones.
Yeah. The dude who said, like, salamanders were turning gay.
Yeah, he said.
Because of fluoride in the water.
I heard him talking about Lolita Express and Pedo Island like 3 years before it happened.
Yes. So it's hard to, like, for him to bring it into the mainstream.
No,
but, like, this, like, Trump. You can say anything you want about Trump. Mean tweets and all. The one thing he did was brought these scumbags to light, dude.
The Q thing, I just can't I can't buy into it 100%. But like you said, you always send me stuff, and I send you stuff, and then I set that GIF of Al Pacino going. That he's like, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel.
That's it. They do. And somebody somewhere has enough information where that's what they do. They pull you back in just a little bit each time.
Well, that's what that Sam Tripoli from Tinfoil Hat always says. He says, I don't know, but they're putting information out to the most like paranoid people in the world. And that you have to trick those people, and they believe it.
Well, here's the thing. Epstein's dead.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
McAfee's dead. Like, all these people that you heard about.
Well,
like,
Ghislaine
Pizzagate.
Pizzagate, if you do research that is some creepy thing. It's all, like, that guy comes in and shoots the place up, and magically he shoots, like, every computer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He shoots the place up. Like, they act like he comes and just randomly shoots the place up. Mm-hmm. But there's like 3 computers that got shot, like in the hard drive. Like through. And
they keep claiming that there was no basement, but like I've seen stuff where it was like the schematics of that place has a freaking basement. Why wouldn't it have a basement?
Yeah.
How many buildings are built without a basement?
Wasn't that in the city? What city was that in? Was that in
Virginia, I think. Yeah. Or Baltimore.
Old buildings had basements. Mm-hmm. So.
And especially like bars and restaurants, because that's where you kept
everything,
your alcohol. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, I mean, even Boston, like the old school Boston Harbor, like those bars and taverns and stuff, all that stuff, They all had basements. That's where you kept your liquor.
Yeah,
And then you brought it up.
Well, you kept everything down there.
Yeah, you
too.
kept your solid
Everybody had
foods.
basements.
It was cold.
Cool and dry. Well, well, it's damp, but you try to.
But it was cold.
You try to keep things.
So
down
in the
there,
summertime, it was 50 degrees, so you could keep meat longer and stuff.
Anything you wanted to keep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Tommy Boy. Yeah, anything you want to keep cool, Tommy Boy. Oh boy, Brad's about out of Mickey O'Shea's. He's his last pour.
Oof, not even a shot.
So
Yeah, about a show.
That's everything I have.
So you have cute. Well, we got to do one more thing tonight.
Oh, hero.
Heroes of the week. So I was gonna, I mean, if you turn the media on, Simone Biles, hero of the week.
Yeah,
For quitting. But
going gets tough quit.
I have to say, dude, I watched a video this week of the French people spraying horse shit.
Yeah, that we talked about that last week.
Did we?
Yeah, I think so. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, you talked about the French protesters.
Protesters.
Oh, we didn't talk about this.
We
We
didn't
didn't talk about the shit.
Oh,
So
okay. I thought
they pulled up tractors
Yeah, it's great.
from farm tractors, and one of them had a shit sprayer, and they literally sprayed horse crap on the presidential palace. And if you watch the video, he pulls up, and then he hits a window, like it has those like full size, like
it breaks the window.
well, it
It
doesn't
pushes-
break.
you gotta
It's
push
like
it.
it's like a patio door,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah, like a
like
French
18
door.
feet high.
A French door.
Yeah, but like they open.
Yeah.
You can see him spraying it, and it opens
And
a
he
little
just
bit,
stays there.
and he lights them up.
He
He
stops.
lit that
He's
whole he lit that whole room
He
full
stopped.
of horsemen.
He stopped.
He literally drives back and forth. But what you really got to pay attention to, there's a point where another truck backs up and dumps a load of horse turds right at their front door.
Yeah.
So, heroes of the week,
The
The
French
French
people.
but
Pew pew.
pew pew pew.
Tell you what, and that when I posted that on Instagram, like I said in the Instagram post, if you would have asked me any point in my life about the French, I would have said they're weak.
Yeah,
They're cowards because we were lying.
white flag.
Hey, these people, they made democracy, like they fought for it.
I think the world's waking up, dude. I mean, they had to bring military into Sydney, Australia.
But look at
for
us.
the COVID.
We don't do nothing.
No, we don't.
And
we
these
have guns.
people,
And we have guns.
yes, and these people are fighting with nothing. They're spraying
We
horse
do.
shit.
Although I will say, the French Revolution, they were guillotining dudes.
Well, they killed the ladies like, hey, give them cake.
Yep.
Or, whatever.
They guillotined them, dude.
Yeah.
They put them their heads in guillotines, and they lopped them off. Dude.
That's what we should do again.
But the reason theirs failed is because there's our revolution lived because it was biblically based. It was, God. We had-
Masonic. The Masons pushed it too.
So, those were number one.
Okay.
Then I saw another video of the Italian Parliament.
Were they throwing meatballs?
No, pizzas. It's a pizza pie. I'll slap it
When
in
the
your
moon
face.
hits your eye like a bigger pizza pie, that's a moon.
And I slap it in your face. So I'm like, picture it. Sicily, 1920. And you know who that is?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Sophia.
Yeah, it's my girl from the freaking Golden Girls. Dude. It's my favorite show.
I like that shit.
Yeah. So in their parliament, they were voting on, I think it's called the Green Pass, which is the Vax Pass.
Yeah.
Dudes started coming down with paper, like posters, like "No Green Pass." The police of the parliament were trying to rip the dude out. He takes off. He rips it out, runs off, and then half of they call them MPs, which I'm not sure what that stands for. They come marching down with signs like. So, is there a great awakening?
I hope so.
Is the world starting to wake up to the fact that we're not going to put up with your crap? We're not going to freaking deal with your vaccine passports, your mandatory this, mandatory that. And even some of our That is it Maureen Taylor Greene? What's her
Marjorie
name?
Taylor.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I like her. I watched a video of her squatting like 200 pounds, dude. She's pretty PA.
Yeah.
Like in the gym. But anyway, they were marching.
You even lift, bro?
You even lift, bro?
Do you even lift miss?
Yeah. You even lift, miss? I got testosterone in a sack. I'll lift you.
Yeah,
What?
you even lift?
I got hairy balls, but I'm a girl.
I don't even know where you're going.
Well, that dude from
from
Norway thinks he's a girl. He's
Yeah.
so loud. And I've been trying to find if that dude lifted won anything, but I can't find it. Because when you try to Google search dude who thinks he's a girl from Norway
It won't come up.
powerlifting, nothing.
No, they're like, no. He thinks he knows.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put it a girl. You
But
put
anyway,
a guy who knows he's a girl.
The Italians are standing out.
Yes.
The French are standing out. Australia, we're waiting for you, you prison state. Don't put up with their shit. Don't let their they brought the military into Sydney because of 230 cases. There's 61 million people in freaking Australia and 230 cases.
And they all live in one big area. It's so, there's
Yeah, most of the areas
unlivable.
Yeah. I mean, they got spiders as big as my head, dude.
Well, I've already seen videos prior of, guys being handcuffed and put masks on. So, these people are standing up, but they just don't.
Well, that's because they took their guns.
They have no guns.
They took their guns.
Thanks for
Listen, if we didn't have guns here, imagine how bad it would be.
No,
we'd be like
hey,
China.
Now we bitch whatever, boomer. How could you imagine? Thanks, boomer, to get rid of
Yeah. Hey, thanks for freeing the Jews, but now we're gonna throw handcuffs on you and put a mask on your face.
Yeah. Whatever, boomer.
Whatever, boomer. So that's all I really have for
that was the hero.
I was really getting fired up. My heroes of the week, Italy and France.
Yeah,
it's a shame that we're not calling America heroes of the week.
We're always last.
And
we're always last with the tier. You can see.
That's because we've never really lived through tyranny here.
No.
They have in Europe.
No, but you see the litmus test all the time. You say, you look and see, Australia's going to shut down, and they start shutting down. And before it
goes from the EU to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they see what they can get away with, and they push.
I was listening to Steve Quayle one time.
Steve Quayle.
Steve Quayle.
He gets a little dramatic sometimes.
He does. But he was saying about the big financial crisis that's coming. And I mean, we've all been, we've seen it. We've been hearing about it since 2008. But he said...
They just keep on printing money. That's why.
I can't... Yeah. I mean, $1 trillion here, $1 trillion there. Remember when they used to try to keep it under $1 trillion?
They don't even care anymore. They just pump it out.
Yeah, they don't even care. $4 trillion here. But he said... I don't know if some dude called into his show one time was I had a vision and it was the financial collapse, but it starts in Asia and it cascades to Europe, and then by the time it gets here, they're shutting the markets down. That's what I see coming.
Yeah.
I see a financial crisis coming. It's coming. Inflation's bad. If you haven't gone to buy things lately, I don't know what hole you're living or rock you're living
It's
under.
definitely it's a little bit worse than 2008 already.
Yeah, and here's the thing with 2008 that I try to explain to people. If we didn't have access cards and stuff, handing people money on a card
weekly or monthly,
you would have had lines you saw from 1929.
That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, every time I'm at the gas station buying, every morning I go and get a water and stuff. Always at least one person from the access card.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean,
at a convenience store. That's what pisses me off.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying. I'm not going to judge, but I'm just saying that's how many there are.
Well, there was one in that wallet I found today.
And they have passes to a park every year that cost me
$70, $79 for a season pass.
It costs me $400 or something, $300.
Well, every time you figure, even with the season pass, right? So my kids have season passes. So every time they go, you can figure $20 to $40. Between eating, drinks and eating. Yeah. I mean, you're in a park, dude. You're getting a funnel cake. You're getting a lemonade. Like
even if you don't, you still got that $400 or $350 upfront payment if you have a couple kids.
well, if you have 2 kids, it's $200. Yeah, $180.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
But yeah, whatever.
Hey, what are we doing?
Just waiting for the collapse.
I can't wait.
So, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah. Throw out our stuff again.
Okay. Hey, Instagram is This Week in Conspiracy.
We'll give one of these just for fun.
This Week in Conspiracy. Come on, follow us, post things on, comment on our stuff.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before we stop, I have to talk about one more thing.
Yeah.
And the ATF guy.
Oh.
Whitman. Not Whitman.
Yeah, that's it. Whitman, isn't it?
Nah. Wasn't Whitman the dude that, like...
I think it's Whitman, isn't it?
Wasn't Whitman the dude who killed the guys at the college?
No.
Charles Whitman.
That's, yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think his dude's name's Whitman, too, isn't
And
it?
he was a trained Marine. Don't you remember that from
Yeah,
Full Metal Jacket?
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Boy, he lit some people up.
Hey, tech guy, tech girl. Look that up. See who the ATF guy is.
Just say head of ATF.
You just keep saying ATF guy as if,
Well, you should know.
Well, first off, he looks like a bad Busey.
Yes, he does.
Like, his teeth look like Gary Busey.
He looks like a bad doppelganger of Gary Busey. He looks like Gary Busey now.
And now, he looks like Gary Busey, 1990.
Like he was,
Marvin
the one where he
Richardson?
holds it.
Marvin Richardson?
No.
He holds his hand up.
He is
Remember Lethal Weapon where he's like, the guy's like, can I trust these guys? And he holds his hand over the candle or the lighter and he burns. He's like, you guys are sick, man.
Yeah. I like him in, where they take the ship over.
Oh, yeah, Under Siege.
Under Siege.
Yeah. Yeah.
He comes out dressed like the woman. He's dancing.
Are you talking about the nominee? David Chipman.
Chipman, not Whitman.
Close enough.
Look up Whitman. Tell me if he wasn't.
Look up what was the
He
skull?
was the shooter in the
Charles?
water tower. Yep.
It was the bell tower. It was
American Sniper.
It was a water tower.
it was a bell tower.
All right.
You want to bet $5?
No, I don't.
Oh, what am I looking? I
At the university.
You would know the university.
Texas.
Texas.
In Austin.
Texas or Texas
He
Tech?
used knives to kill his mother and his
Yes,
wife
he
in
shot
their
his mother
respective
and his wife,
homes.
yeah.
He knifed them.
Yeah.
Then he went to
What was his name?
He shot like 14 people.
Charles Joseph Whitman.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah,
What
there you go.
where did he shoot from?
Probably the University
Clock
Tower.
Clock
You're
tower.
right. Yeah. You said bell tower, but
Well,
I'll
he-
give it to
It
you.
just
He
says
had-
tower. He went
he
to the
had-
28th floor observation deck where he fired at random people for some
14.
96 minutes,
14 people.
The first four.
killing an additional 11, wounding 31 others before he was shot dead by the police officer.
Well, he had it set up perfect
He-
because the only way you can enter in. He had it set up with like guns.
Uh-huh.
He had guns at like posts, and he would go from point to point.
16 adults and an unborn child. The 16th victim died 35 years later from injuries.
Well, he shot the first 5 people. He got shot. Like no one even knew he was shooting.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "What's going on?" Like people are falling over.
And he
The
was
Texas
he was a
Tower
Marine.
sniper.
Yes.
Well,
He
I
was a
mean,
Marine.
with that haircut and that goofy face.
Yeah, he
of
killed
course
his mother
was.
and his wife.
Yeah, he knifed
Because
them.
they say in Full Metal Jacket.
What year was that? Can you say that?
60.
So probably
Six.
Whitman and who killed Kennedy?
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
He was.
They were a trained Marine.
I bet you that Whitman was probably.
He had PTSD.
Yeah, no, he didn't have PSD. He's probably
Oh, he was probably
not Manchurian. What was that?
the Manchurian candidate.
No, they did that program. The
MK
Ultra. He was probably MK Ultra. He's probably giving like LSD and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, now I lost what I was gonna say about freaking Chipman or Chapman or whatever the heck his name is. Goofy Tooth. That's what I'm gonna call him.
Gary Busey Jr.
You know, you didn't even pull up freaking Punch Face this week, which I saw her all over the news.
I missed her.
Did you see her complaining how she was let go from Planned Parenthood because
She wanted to kill more babies.
she wouldn't say abortion enough? I wouldn't say baby murder enough. Get your vaccine,
Yeah, we'll
baby murder.
We'll do it now. While I'll try to push it on your children.
Well, I'm telling you, and I think I said this before. I know I'm getting off. I'll come back, but just remember the lady that said we should use these masks and these lockdowns as a carrot on a stick to get these people vaccinated.
Yeah, punch face.
Remember, she thinks it's okay to murder baby.
Yeah. Yep.
And which brings me to another point that I didn't even talk to.
We're back on. We're going to do a 3-hour episode.
Was stupid Mitt Romney, the traitor. Did I text you that? Mitt Romney, where he was like, all life is precious.
Yes.
Not just abortion. We should be talking about vaccination.
Pro-life.
Yeah, you're right,
stands
man.
out.
You mentioned that.
You're right. So we should use aborted fetus testing vaccine to get a vaccine with aborted fetuses and not fight for abortion.
Well,
because you're weak.
Well, the science.
I want to punch your face too.
Good way
You're a new punch face.
Okay, I'll tell you a little secret about the aborted fetus studies. If you research the aborted fetus studies are no good. Like anytime you use aborted fetus stem cells, they cause cancer in people. So they're
that's usually what God does to punish people when they murder people.
Well, what they're doing now, though, like the breaking edge stuff, is taking your stem cells, putting them in a centrifuge, and then they multiply them and shoot them back in your body, or taking a person that's alive.
The whole thing with the stem cells, what pisses me off, is they could take the placenta after the baby was born. Because you can freeze those.
Right.
They literally handed you a paper at the hospital. You can pay to have that frozen for stem cells.
Right. No.
Why not just take those and use those for stem cells?
Well,
instead of selling our baby parts like you do, you sick freaking whack jobs.
Well, that's it. That they figured it out. If you do this, you research the studies. The dead baby fetus stem cells are no good. You put them in another body, they treat them as cancer.
Usually, they try to eat dead things and get rid of them.
Well, I think we Instagram early on something about taking young people's stem cells. Mm-hmm. Like it was like the adrenochrome.
No, that's where they drank it.
Well, that's adrenochrome, but they shot young people's stem cells in people that makes them feel younger. They do that on mice. Mm-hmm. It's just we're way off. That's a whole other.
All right. So anyway, what did he say? He said, I saw an article today where he was doing an interview where he was mad that people who say things that he doesn't like, in America with free, the ATF guy. He's mad that people were allowed
probably that
free speech in America.
You mean Gary Busey face?
Yeah. And even if they say hateful things, that they're allowed to own guns. So if they say something hateful, like
every time you talk.
Well, I mean, they could literally I mean, the left's idea of hate is me saying you murder babies.
Well, this whole conversation we had tonight, me and you can have now.
Yeah, we're haters. We're haters.
So we got a new nickname for a new person. Chipman's now Gary Busey face.
Busey face. Busey teeth.
Busey doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, look at Busey now.
Yeah, you gotta look at his teeth and he's like, yeah. And I think that nobody should be allowed to have guns because I got big teeth.
Go back to Gary Busey on with Jeff Bridges in that car racing movie. American Hero.
Google those exact words. Busey,
just
big teeth.
Put Busey, American Hero, Bridges. You'll see what we're talking about.
Didn't he? He's a wacko, dude.
He had a motorcycle accident, smashed his head. Now he does like these things where he goes on radio shows and stuff. He's like, says a word and then he breaks it down per letter. He's like, means you hate people, or I don't know.
Who's him and the guy who's like Shitter's Fool and National Lampoons? They both lost their shit. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know who you're talking about. National Lampoons.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where he's like,
Shitter's
Fool.
Well,
and he was like,
Cousin Eddie.
He's like, the aliens probed me.
Hey, buddy.
In Independence Day.
But what he's going off on is like, the government's controlling my thoughts and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't really think he's that crazy.
No. Yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe everybody in Hollywood is friggin' controlled like that.
Well, that's what he does. Like these weird things where he'll like,
Yeah, well,
he put like a picture.
He'll have weird videos of him and his girlfriend at like the Holiday Inn.
Listen, he took a picture of a video of his wife, him and his girlfriend having sex. He put like a picture of, like, what's the guy got put in jail that made the movies with Tarantino there? The sex predator guy. Whatever. The guy runs Miramax or whatever the hell the shit.
Harvey Weinstein.
Huh? Weinstein. He put like Weinstein's face on like a mask on his wife and was like having sex. He was like, "This is what you did." Or I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah,
I could be way off, but he did something like that.
Yeah,
he's off the deep end. Like,
hey, this week in conspiracy, baby. You're here. Hey, did you do a shout out to contributors this week?
No, I didn't. I was going to do that at the end.
All right, let's hit this up.
So I was going to do. We got Brad W, Sean W. Oh, not Brad W. Brad K. Sean W. I'm sorry. I was looking at something else. And then we have Adam L. Convoy.
Convoy!
Hey, this is Rubber Ducky coming in. This is the Convoy.
You know what I'm going to do, right?
He's back now.
Loaded up and drugged.
And then we go ahead and do the Instagram. We got Instagram This Week in Conspiracy. Just follow us. Please.
Convoy, listen, this is a special shout out to you. Tonight, you need to move closer to us. So we can see you more. We miss you, baby.
Yeah, I like when you're in studio.
Yeah. We had him in studio. He laughed.
Yeah, it's funny.
He cried.
Unlike his girl there, looks on her phone half the time.
I know, right? Doesn't even contribute.
I sent you an article.
And then we got...
Yeah, at the end.
You were talking about Busey face, and I tried to help you out.
This Week in Conspiracy on... This Week in Conspiracy at Gmail. This Week in Con on Getter. This Week in Conspiracy on Parler. This Week in Conspiracy on Facebook. This Week in Conspiracy at YouTube. And This Week in Conspiracy on Rumble.
_conspiracy at Twitter.
Yes. Ashley has to send me the Twitter because I don't have that. We'll put it on the link tree on all of our stuff so you can just click on anything if you want to get on it.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Yeah, I just one more thing real quick.
All right.
Hey guys, have a nice week. Hey. Oh, don't cut it off, Ashley.
Let it play.
Hey, God bless.
Long distance, 'cause I'm your boyfriend.
Go to local businesses.